Commercial.
Yeah.
Commercial was a nightmare. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing at all. It was fake it till you make it, and I was just acting like I knew what I was doing. It was the easiest first sale that I ever did.
It's going to be obsolete pretty soon. What's up, guys? Jeff Wyville here, and I'm back, and I'm talking to another realtor, Megan Williams with the agency Star Realtor, and we're giving you guys all advice about how agents started out their first year and how they passed the tests and what the first year looked like and how they moved on forward. And now you're crushing it, but let's go like all the way back and let's talk about, did you do the original 5 tests kind of thing, or did you do the 3 tests and then you're qualified in Ontario?
I did the 3 tests.
3 tests.
I started, yeah.
Then you're active, and then how'd that go? Did you wait the whole time, or?
So you have the 2 years to do the 2 other courses, and I basically waited about a year in, and then I did my 2 courses. I just did both at once, right away, got it out of the way.
And how did you find the courses?
I found that a lot of the stuff that we study, we never actually use.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. I tell a lot of people that on the channel, like, just get the pass.
Just memorize it, I used Pass It.
Yeah, I always thought everybody used Pass It all the time, and I don't know why people are like, they can't find that, and it's going to be obsolete pretty soon, I think, because now you got to go to the college coming up this April.
Right, yeah.
So with these poor new realtors, you guys got to quickly sign up for it right now, or else you're going to have to go to the college, and I'm not sure what that's going to entail, if you actually have to be present in class, or you can just show up for the exams, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did the 3 just like you, and then you're active, and yeah, you hit the ground running. A lot of people had trouble with the 3rd test.
Commercial.
Yeah.
Commercial was a nightmare.
Somebody told me last night it has a 30% pass rate, and I was like, oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I failed it the first time.
Okay, there. See, a lot of people were you nervous then on the 2nd time? Because the 2nd time, there's a monetary attachment to failing, right? Like it's another $800 or something like that.
Yeah, you have to buy the course again.
You have to buy the course again. So were you nervous, right? You have restudied and you're good to go, or?
Well, it just depends on the test that you get too, because I was studying like crazy, and then I just felt like when I went to write the actual exam, it wasn't anything I'd really studied. So it just depended what test you got and what questions that it asked.
What I try to tell some of the people just studying, just read the questions like really slowly. You know, it's nervous when you're in the exam, but oftentimes there's 2 wrong answers.
Yeah, just wean out the wrong ones first, whichever ones don't make sense, cross those out, and then go back to whatever you've left. And
now you're qualified and you joined a brokerage, and how did you find like your first couple of months being an agent?
Not much was going on.
Okay.
It takes a little bit. You just like literally have to stick with it. Just keep calling people. Just don't be a secret agent. Let everybody know. Your doctor, your dentist, like anybody in your circle. Go to the gym. Tell everybody that you're a real estate agent.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I do like the secret agent side of it, but no, but it's so true. You got to get out there and tell people you're going to be an agent. How do they even know to use you or call you? If you are calling the people, they know to ask you a real estate question, which can lead into potentially listing or helping them buy. So did you get any listings in your first year?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I I actually ended up getting a listing just from an open house. They basically just were looking to list, and it was the easiest first sale that I ever did.
Yeah.
However, I did, so they listed with me. I sold their house, and then I got fired from the buy.
Oh, okay. Well, there is those ups and downs, and sometimes you cannot just please people, and then you can get really emotional on it, or you can just get back up and go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, just like one of those things, like learning the hard way.
Definitely.
So everything I learned from that, I never did that again. It was just that they were looking to hold offers, and I didn't actually write that in the listing, and then we got offers right away, and it wasn't really what they were looking for. So
definitely communication with your seller. The hard part is that they came into your open house, you didn't really know them, so they're kind of strangers in a way, so now you're kind of tippy-toeing around what they kind of want. A lot of my clients, I kind of like know them from being social, or they've been following me a lot now with social media, and it's a lot easier for me to go in there and I have their trust right away. Sometimes that can be like, oh, they walked in, they want you to do something, and they kind of like hired you specifically,
like right on the spot, but we didn't know anything about
you're just their agent that they can boss around potentially, versus like somebody that really trusts you and listens to you exactly what your advice is what I try to tell the students to do a lot of times, people that watch the channel. So
yeah, for sure.
But you learn that. Like, you can't learn that in obviously, if you're in an open house in your first year and somebody wants you to sell their house, you're like, sure, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I didn't know what I was doing at all.
Oh.
It was just like,
You
it was
never
fake
did.
it till you make it,
Yeah.
and I was just acting like I knew what I was doing, and
it's really
don't
important.
at first.
You have time afterwards to talk to other senior agents or brokers to like, okay, how do I do this? How to do the paperwork?
Yeah.
So the answer is always yes, and then you figure it out later. So like you said, fake it till you make it, because you're not normally on the spot right then and there to do anything. You go, okay, well, we'll set up.
you can't call somebody and go, okay, I have somebody right in front of my face. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
I just
like,
have to go.
I remember thinking like, oh, I'm not going to be that great at real estate because they're going to be right in front of me and passing a paper across the table, do something and pass it back. I'm like, that never happens.
Yeah.
It's like texting, and you have a lot of time to think about a response.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it's not like phone calls anymore. I find
No.
a lot of it's emails and text responses.
Well, you
so.
see like the TV shows like $1 Million Listing or something, like they go out for lunch with the 2 different competing agents, and they're like, okay, I'll go call my client right now, and they comes
Yeah.
back and say, this is his final. Like, that never happens.
Yeah,
Like, when do you have
it's
time
not.
to go to lunch with a client?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
well, maybe not in our market, maybe
Yeah.
in LA, but
Yeah.
definitely not in our market. You'd never go for lunch with the other agent,
Oh, gosh.
then work on the deal right at lunch.
Yeah.
Like, it just would never happen. So
No.
it's always like texting and like negotiating.
And
like,
DocuSign, like a lot of it's all electronic.
yeah, and I definitely tell everybody to get some electronic, either AuthentiSign, DocuSign, or
Yeah.
whatever the third one is. But
Oh, that's cold.
oh, it'll save you so much money, time. You can spend time with your family a bit. You know, you don't have to be out and
Yeah.
finding a fax machine and all this stuff. But,
Some people are from out of town too, so it works for them if
Oh.
somebody's in Toronto or like even across the province.
like, speed gets you so much deals. And like, well, what year did you start? Were
3 years ago.
Were
in
you
April.
starting with DocuSign right away, or were you doing some pen and paper? Kind of?
DocuSign?
Oh, perfect. So
Yeah.
you got right in doing the right thing right away, because you can waste so much time doing that stuff, and you can lose deals because of speed, because you're busy driving the piece of paper across the city to write the contract.
And if you have to make any changes, like say you
Oh,
missed
we have to
an
make changes
initial or signature,
all the time.
or, yeah.
Or just how many times the buyer quickly tells you they just want to do like one more thing.
Yeah,
And
just
then
add
you're like,
this in,
imagine you
change
actually
that.
wrote that in pen and paper and you're driving and they called you, and then you're like, oh,
yeah,
like,
and depending what time it is too, it could be like 9, 10 at night.
Definitely.
You're having to drive across the
like,
city.
you know what? Let's just do another $2,000, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll quickly do the initials on DocuSign rather than me driving back to your house, or emailing you, your printer doesn't work, this and that. And
Oh yeah,
I
definitely
dealt
had
with
the
that.
issues come
Yeah,
up.
I dealt with that in my first couple deals. Like, okay, you got initial page 6, you got to do this.
Yeah, you're just
Like,
missing stuff because you
Yeah.
don't really know what you're doing exactly.
And I'm like, is this
so.
real estate? But yeah,
Yeah.
get DocuSign, guys. Something-
DocuSign.
I get no.
I use AuthentiSign now.
But get some kind of digital form of signatures. I think it's cheaper actually, AuthentiSign.
That's why I use it because it's basically the same. So
I'm a baller, so I just go with DocuSign.
yeah.
That's the first one I got. Actually, I love paying the bill for DocuSign. It's like the greatest real estate. So when you're brand new, that's a good one. When you're brand new, what were they telling you to buy, and then you never even use? Because like, I bought like, oh, you gotta get expired leads, and you gotta do this, and you gotta get this big sign, and you gotta buy billboards, and you gotta buy bus benches, and you gotta.
Yeah.
And it's just not. You're writing checks in your first.
Yeah, you definitely have to like take a look at the money that you've spent and what it did for you. Like, did
Definitely.
you
And
get
it's-
anything out of that marketing?
And it's hard to tell, like, what if you advertise right today and it doesn't really pay off till 3 years from now, and somebody's like, oh yeah, I saw that.
I ended up buying or having my like information put on Canadian Tire bags.
In your first year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Tell
I
me about
like
this.
literally never heard anything about that ever again.
Crickets.
They, like even the company didn't really get back to me. I think they sent me a bag and that was it. I never heard anything else about
So
it.
yeah, important for you guys, if you become new agents, there's gonna be people calling you from
Oh,
the internet, and they're gonna be like, hey, do you want to advertise in this magazine or this local sports team or this and this?
Yeah.
And we get this many viewers and people that
And they're
come in.
calling everybody. They're
Calling
just sitting
every-
there with a
They
list.
literally just go on your brokerage's website and go down your brokerage's phone number.
They were I
Or
got a
email.
phone call the other day at the office and they called Brenda too. Like right
Yeah,
beside
from the right beside you. And you're
Literally.
like, no, dude, like, the internet's free. I'll advertise on there.
And you
So-
feel bad because I make phone calls, so I like to give them the time of day. However, I'm just like, no, not interested.
Yeah.
Just trying to cut it short, but
Yeah.
I understand how that is to have to call people.
So how was money in your first year for getting deals and commissions and all that? Were you rock star after the first 3 months pretty much, or was it a struggle for the first year?
I did 9 deals in my first year. But I started in March.
Started
And then
in
I
March.
didn't do deals for a few months. It took me a couple months to
And
get
it can
going.
be tough if the market's extremely hot in
It
say,
was.
March, and then you normally pick up buyers when you're new because that's the easiest thing to do. I would suggest try to get sellers, but that's easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah, sellers are
And
cool.
but yeah, you get a buyer in a hot market, you don't even know how to write a lot of deals, and you're trying to win a deal, and you're up against 10 other offers. It's pretty hard to coach a person when you're new. So
It was a good time to get in though, just
Okay.
because when I started, the market was crazy. So I did learn just because I was in so many multiple offer
transaction,
situations
yeah.
that it got me to the point now where I know what to do exactly and how to make our offer
yeah, like,
more attractive
like
to a buyer.
you can write an
or
offer
seller.
in 7 minutes pretty
Yeah.
much, right? And
Oh, yeah.
quickly get it over to your client, and it can make you 10 grand or something like that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
in one summer I was writing 4 offers a day, and like one would stick or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's pretty good. So-
Yeah, because it was our bad odds.
No, but it was
Rate
a
4 offers,
lot
get
of
one.
work. Yeah, exactly, right? So a lot of work. But then you learn so much because you're writing so much. If it's a dead period, you're not seeing like, all the scenarios that can happen. Because what we always say, every deal is different.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it's just always different. There's always something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never just so black and white. Like, and that's I guess why you need agents for us to negotiate.
Facilitate everything.
Yeah, and like really like fight for it. I had one time I need to do a full YouTube video on this, but I had to fight over Star Wars figures in the house,
Oh my God.
and like that became
Were
a
those written into the offer?
Yep.
Yep. Nice.
conditional on you leave.
And then you have to be specific about, is it every single figure or is it
Like-
only certain
I
ones?
was like, oh, now they're amateurizing action figures and like over 25
You
years.
can write anything into an offer.
Yep.
I had a listing where somebody wrote in the bed
Mhm.
that was in the master bedroom, and it was a blow-up bed.
Okay.
I was like, are you aware that it's actually a blow-up
So like
bed?
when you're a
It's-
brand new agent and now you're more senior and somebody writes something like that, you quickly do an analysis. Even if your sellers say absolutely not, you're like, okay, what does a blow-up bed cost me versus like getting this
They
deal
didn't
done?
even know it was a blow-up bed.
Okay.
They hadn't even touched the bed. They
Yeah.
just wrote it into the offer, and then when I told the agent that it was blow-up bed, they're like, "Oh, we don't want it," so they
Okay.
crossed it out.
Yeah.
But so they didn't even touch the bed.
Okay. But yeah, sometimes your sellers can be like, no, that's my favorite blow-up bed. I will never get
Yeah.
rid of that. And you're like, well, Amazon seems to have one here
Yeah,
for
exactly.
$300.
To put it into perspective.
And you're like, let's just get it done, kind of. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I do hate that. Like, let's just get it done. You ever heard agents say that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, they just want to get the deal done.
Yeah.
And they don't really care about the price. They just want
And
to
their
ink
client.
it up. They don't care about the clients.
No.
So,
Yeah.
you can use that to your advantage. But you learn this later on, like the little tells that other agents give you. Very, your first year, you don't know. I had an agent the other day. You know, she's calling me and telling I'm selling, and she's telling me how much her clients love the house and love the quirkiness. Well, that tells me something now.
Yeah.
It tells me you need this house.
Yeah. Exactly. You can't give away too much
You
information.
give away that your clients are in love with it. Well, guess how I'm going to counter you?
Yeah.
Very
No,
high.
Yeah. Exactly.
and then she's like, I'll take it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that was the easiest thing ever.
And I think they give away those clues too because they're just looking to have their buyer's offer accepted.
Exactly. Yes, because they want to eat. Because
Yeah.
they could be in a brand new agent themselves. So good
Yeah.
tips for you guys, even senior agents. Like, yeah, don't give away too much intelligence on why.
No.
Your job is to always find out the why. Like, why are you selling? Well, like,
Yeah.
any property, you can use that to your advantage. And yeah, you don't learn that till later on in your career a bit. First year is hard because you haven't done a lot of deals.
And you're just jumping at anything that comes
Oh,
in
for
your
sure.
direction.
The wrong things sometimes too. Like the
Oh,
time
yeah.
wasters and.
I
and the
took a
wrong
guy
clients.
out like to see like 40 properties. He never ended up buying anything. I didn't ask for buyer docs, and then it got to the point where I was like, we need them or we can't go out anymore, and he refused to sign. So that was the last I
It's
spoke
those
to.
stupid things you learn after your first year because at first you're like, sweet, somebody wants to buy a house.
Exactly.
And
Oh my gosh, we're looking at so many properties. I'm so busy.
in like, I don't know if it's like something like that goes off in your head now and you're just like, yeah, we're not looking. Like right away you can probably cut the fat like right away.
Yeah. Well, your time's valuable, and we don't get paid until we get paid.
Yeah.
So driving around, all over the city looking at properties, and then he didn't even know what he was looking for either.
Mhm.
We were all over the place, so I wasn't even really getting a good idea of what he wanted. I don't think he knew what he wanted.
Yeah, so that's frustrating. You definitely, but later on in your career, you're able to just like get rid of these
Wean that
people.
stuff out.
Like you could take that one cold call and you know if that guy's buying right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 2 seconds. Like if they've never even done any bank stuff or anything, like,
Yeah.
you know, they're not serious.
That's another thing, is just like making sure people are qualified.
Yeah.
Which, as a new agent, you're just taking people out right the second that they want to look at houses. You need to make sure, like, have they spoke to a mortgage broker? Do they know that they're actually pre-approved?
And then that's the cool thing too. You start building a good team of mortgage brokers and, you know, everything else in your team, lawyers, and you can suggest that they use your person. Obviously, you don't want to like pigeonhole
Push
them
it
into
on
it,
them,
because
yeah.
if anything ever happens, they love to blame you.
Yeah.
But you can be like, I have these options, and then you build good trust with your mortgage brokers, who usually are very important to you.
Oh yeah. They can make stuff happen for you.
When your client lied about something and they forgot about the cell phone bill that they didn't pay, and their credit's crap, and like,
Yeah.
your mortgage broker can hopefully yell at them to get that done, and so that they can get
And let you know what's going on too. Yeah.
So, no, it's so important. So what, after your first year and now you're into your third, like, what's some of the newer stuff you're trying out now, that you're more confident now? Are you doing more social media marketing, or?
Yeah, a little more social media. Right now I'm really working on follow-up, really consistent
Oh,
follow-up.
it's such an important thing. I'm even sometimes bad at it. Like, what do? Do you write it on a whiteboard, a book?
So right now I kind
computer?
of have a system, so like I'm just like making notes, and so I'm just like going through a list and calling people consistently, and then just making a follow-up. So I need to, you know, contact them in 1 week, whether it's by email. Sometimes I'm even texting now, because I'm finding not as many people want to talk on the phone.
Yeah,
Everybody's busy.
well, I think it's really, everybody texts now pretty much, and like, really, if you're a younger agent, you don't want the older client in a way, because they're going to be more difficult in closing the deal sometimes too. Or at least you got to coach them to be texting a bit more and doing the DocuSign.
And even the DocuSign, I've had people, they have no idea.
But like, if I do need to call a client, I will text first and be like, hey, can we do a quick phone call? Because like, it seems to be more polite in today's society to do that
Than just
than
interrupting
to
their
cold
day.
call and interrupt their day, because
Yeah.
Mr. Realtor wants to talk to them all of a sudden. So,
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know people's work schedules
no.
either.
And people like to know that that text is there and they can answer it on their time. And as an agent, you have to be very conscious about that. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so like, we're gonna see you at OREC this year,
Yeah.
right?
I'll
You're
be
gonna come?
there.
You were at it
Yeah.
last year.
I want to, like, I'm gonna sit at the booth and talk to people as they come in,
Yeah.
but I want to actually like listen to some of the speakers.
Yeah, that's, you
This
know,
is good information.
absolutely. So if you don't know, it's the Ontario Real Estate Conference. We run it here in London, and it's all about investors. And like, as an agent, it's a perfect thing to come out to, because it's like 400 people that are trying to buy a house and walking around.
Exactly.
So, and you just learn more about investing. And I always tell the new agents to get into more investing real estate, because, you know, potentially your residential clients buy one house, and then when you're brand new in year one, they're not buying another house for 5 years.
Yeah.
Average, whatever, when they have a family. But investors buy all the time, so that's kind of what I had focused on in my first year. But and then you just get the residential people as a side all the time, because you're just talking to so many people. So.
And people refer you too, like if you have a good relationship,
Yeah.
people, like it got to the point now, like where I get more referrals from past clients.
Right. Oh, and like, this year you were at an open house in this neighborhood and sold one of these mansions here, just from an open house.
He just didn't have an agent. He walked in, wanted to put in an offer, and then I sold his house.
So, you know, and that's so important. Like, just do stuff. Like, you shouldn't be at home on your couch if you're like hurting for money. Like, if there's open houses, get out there. And it's very important to, it's not just about that open house, it's about you and branding yourself all the time.
And just reach out to, like, if you don't have anything going on and you're a brand new agent, just reach out to other realtors that have listings, you know, promote their listings. It's only helping them get it sold, and hopefully they can find a
ask for
buyer.
permission, and then if they do it, go for it. And like, that's so important. It'll, my brother did that too. He reached out to people that have like $2 million listings, like, hey, can I try to find you a buyer? And the guy's like, sure. And all of a sudden you're getting $2 million clients.
Exactly.
Who are calling you. And it's like, because the other guy was too senior or old to really care to do ads. And
some people don't like doing open houses. Like some people that are more old school, I find, don't actually want to do the open houses, so you can pick up leads that way.
Definitely do the leads. And I always just say that, brand yourself doing the open house, and it'll lead you to more and more. I talk about that in my course a little bit, but rather than just sit there from 2 to 4 and say, oh, it was dead.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta do something. You gotta like
do a live video,
do
something, do Instagram
do
posts.
funny things in the house, like go do weird things. Show the goldfish on your Instagram
And take
like,
pictures of stuff you like. If you like a painting,
Yeah.
if you like, you know, just anything.
and like
saying.
call to actions. Like, what do you think about this painting? And it just gets people like more engaged rather than what I see is like, hey guys, it's come to this open house. We have cookies. It's 2 to 4. Buy. It's like one. By the time you see that, you're gonna it's 4 p.m. is probably already gone.
And the kids are the ones.
And nobody's really coming for cookies, really. But what they are coming for is to continue to follow you when you're. That's what I was talking about. Like, do more branding, and that'll lead to more sales going forward. So, good tips for.
If you do a good open house too, like make sure that you're putting on a good open house, because anybody that comes through, if they're looking to sell their house eventually, they're going to appreciate the effort you've put into the home you're trying to sell.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why you obviously got a deal over there. And you're probably just personable, right? You weren't.
I try to be.
Used car salesman, like so many people at open houses. Yeah, it's just
build relationships. Like, you're a real person. Just talk to people.
Just be a real person. Like, these are just people coming in on Sunday, and they barely want to look at you sometimes.
Oh my gosh, people are so awkward when they come in. I've had people like come in and run upstairs, or they're in the backyard. They don't even come in and say hi.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, they don't want to talk to you, and it's like, but the moment you just start kind of like talking to them, you're not trying to sell them the house right away. You just being friendly, then they kind of talk to you more, and then they start asking you some real estate questions. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just make it about the house.
No, don't even talk about the house. Just be like, it's a hot day out here, guys. Like all like the small talk kind of thing.
Or wearing like a hockey jersey or something. Yeah, just.
Or you see their car. Yeah, like,
personal.
wow, sweet car, man. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's a lot better than like, hey, check out this.
And actually like the car. Don't just say that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Cool. So, how can they find you? You're on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. So it's at Meg List and Buy.
Okay, sweet. So guys, get over there. Make sure you follow Megan, and really appreciate you having on. Hopefully, you guys learned a lot of tips. Let me know down in the comment section if you learned anything in this video. Any questions you got for me or Megan? Hit us up here or DM her on Instagram. We're always there to help you guys out, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.
All right. Bye. Thank you, Jeff.